I'm trying to look for the source of damage aside from the MP the King, right? Because their assassination potential was low in the late game, mid game. Early game pwede, pero yung late game, I'm thinking about it. I'm hoping for a better trade.
All right, this might be it. This might be it. You're asking for a source of damage.
Yun.
This is probably it. Hari.
Ganda.
Yeah, this is something na hiningi natin kahapon. Whenever you see a Roger, tapos bukas yung Harit in Hylos, you pick it up. Now, Blacklist International does it against Falcons AP Bren.
Smart.
So, medyo curious ako kung ano yung ka-counter ng Falcons AP Bren dito sa Hylos. Some teams have experimented with the X-Borg. There's a little sample size to begin with, so di pa natin alam kung gano'n talaga siya kagana. But there's definitely a lot of options still available for Falcons AP Bren. Number one, nandiyan pa rin yung Arlot na pwede nilang gamitin versus the Harit para meron kong displacement para sa Zaman Force. And also yung Claude. Yung Claude ni Super Marco na pwedeng i-pick agad the first phase. It's gonna be a good matchup versus the Harit and also a late game solution versus the Hylos.
Yeah, you'd love to give commendations as well to Coach Bonchan, just like what you guys have been mentioning over and over again. One of the best counter drafters dito sa larangan ng MPL Philippines with the Harit and the Hylos. But for Coach Trevor, they're going to be picking up the Valentina and the Terizla. So, quite determinant na. Kumbaga, alam mo na kung saan pupunta yung tatlong heroes na yan. Well, except for the Roger, but for the Valentina and the Terizla, you know where it's gonna go.
Yeah, I love it because it's preemptive. Also, in case the Blacklist thinks about picking the Faramis, right? Which could work very well,
Ooh, I like
but
this.
they're not gonna go that route.
I mean, as we've said, yung Valentina and Terizla determinate na, pero I'm not so sure kasi last time I checked, they've played Terizla Rome on Ogwen. So there is still that possibility.
Oh, yeah.
Tapos kuha sila ng explainer. But yeah, I mean, fundamentally
Usually,
speaking,
right?
fundamentally speaking, this Terizla would go to EXP. Tapos kuha sila ng mga Minnow, ng Grok, ng any counter engage versus the Harit. Chips always banned in every game, honestly. So, wala yung teleport factor na pwede manggaling sa Chip. But again, there's a lot of options left for Ogwin for him to choose from. But Blacklist International, ang question dito is, may ipit na naman ba si MP the King? Because this is what happened to MP for the last 3 games na ipit yung kanyang hero pool. They were forced to go with the Joy last time. Nung game 1, pinili nila yung Joy na third pick. Now, Nolan is gonna be removed once again. Congratulations pala kay Mary Joy.
Congrats! Let's go!
Good job.
Yeah, good job.
Grabe, cum laude.
Ano magna, no?
Cum laude, cum laude.
Cum laude.
Pero you have to love it. Congratulations po.
Sabi nga ni Carl TZ at ni Kelra, wag na wag yung kakalimutan mag-aral.
Tama.
Kasi yun din ang ginagawa nila para sa kanilang draft, ang mag-aral.
So last two bans for both sides. I think Claude is a tempting ban. Ooh! Interesting. They let go of the Claude. Well, baka iniisip nila, baka hindi worth it iban yung Claude kasi may choice pa rin. It's either the Claude or the Bruno once again. Tapos paresa na naman ng Falcons AP Bren ng defensive hero. Something like maybe get a page from Aurora's playbook. Kunin nila yung Bruno Matilda for Falcons AP Bren.
For me, it doesn't feel like, you're right, parang hindi na worth it mag-ban ng Marksman because there's so much variation and so much viability for Super Marco here.
Joy na naman yung naiwan. It's either Joy or Bane, honestly, for MP the King. Unless may iba siyang balak gamitin na rito. What's open? Julian? Doesn't feel nice playing Julian into Terizla though.
Yeah, so you know
What?
what? You know what? They're gonna go with the next board first. We're probably quite sure now that Delar is gonna be using the Hylos again.
Yeah.
Right? Kasi Rome position, si Haji with the Jawhead. We're still gonna figure out kung ano ba yung gagamitin niya. Just like what you guys mentioned. Julian, probably, but not so much. But you also have the Bane and the Joy as well. Na kanina, medyo nabigyan nga ng problema ang kupunan ng Blacklist International when they used it. So I think Bonchan needs to dig deeper in his bag here.
I think Claude is so tempting here. Pero pwede ba rin naman again yung Matilda Jawhead? Kapag naka-purify silang dalawa, mahirap huliin for the Jawhead, no? Pero super tempting ng Claude eh. Parang kahit umabot late game, wala silang sagot dun sa mobility ni Super Marco. Unless kunin nila yung Minotaur. Minotaur Claude, maybe? Oh, Moskov.
Moscow. Alright, that makes sense actually. And para naman dito, I'm thinking about the jungle possibilities. What's a great MP the King special?
Bane.
A Bane is
Kaso,
great.
may Mino eh. Mino Terizla Moskov.
It is my mission to banish all.
Oh! Okay. Okay.
Now, that's a spicy pick there. MP the King gagamit na naman ng Lancelot. I'm not sure if this is the first time we've seen him use it this season. It isn't.
For him, yeah.
For him, yeah, right? But
I like it, honestly. I like it.
Ooh, okay.
Wala masyadong CC aside from the penalty zone. And of course, yung Minone's Fury, although may sibat naman si Moskov. But the thing is, almost everything na pwedeng ibatan ng Falcons AP Bren is dodgeable by the Lancelot, by the Thorndros.
And again, that's one less problem for Blacklist. How do you reach the gold laner? And that will make it a lot easier for this lineup to actually do what needs to be done.
Honestly, MP the King, you'd love to see it because he can sort of like evade and there's no clear hold except for the Minotaur na hawak nitong si Ogwen. The question is, can Falcons AP Bren get a sweep and get more points on the board? Or will it be Blacklist International going for Game 3? Rekta na tayo sa casters.
Woo! MP the
to
King
Mobile
picking up a
Legends.
new hero, Lancelot this time. And
Yes, sir.
for me, this Lancelot is more of an MP the King hero alongside the Ling, the Fanny, as we've seen him in the previous tournaments. What do you think?
Way better than Joy.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I'm not knocking his Joy, okay? I don't like the hero in general in the current meta. And I haven't seen it be too successful. So, now Lancelot, on the other hand, this is, yeah, more fitting, I would say, for MP the King, more fitting for the lineup that they brought to the table, too. And the Jawhead's done great, too. The way I look at it, Jawhead's been relatively good. They locked into Hylos.
Yeah.
So this is probably the best draft that they're going to get with this. Now, can they execute it? I guess that's the question.
Yeah, the first thing to do for Blacklist, obviously, is to really dominate the early game. This is a Harith going up against a Moskov, and we should expect Oheb to dominate up against a Moskov, especially since they have, as you mentioned, the Hylos and the Jawhead. That
Hylos
can
and Jawhead,
actually...
yep.
Hey, speaking of Jawhead,
There's the toss right into MP the King. Oh! Ogwen, she's not going to be able to escape that. MP the King will grab the first blood. Great synergy there, I would say, with the toss.
this is what we're saying. The Lancelot. This is the identity of MP the King's Oheb. Almost picks up Super Marco, but Super Marco was able to evade. Oh! Wait,
All right, he's fine.
He's fine, he's fine. That's bulletproof Marco we're talking about. But
Oh.
Haji, though.
Haji waiting around the corner. He might go in for this. Oh man, Super Marco, he's got the help of Ogwen too. They're gonna push him off here.
And he doesn't need to go home because the motivational roar is there for Ogwen, saving up Super Marco with the Minotaur. But going back to MP the King, again, we will see the aggressive MP the King this time. Before, especially during week 1, he's been using the different kinds of heroes like the Nolan, even the Bane, which he's known for. But this time, this requires more micro mechanics. And with MP the King, we know how fast MP's hands are.
He can do it, definitely. But again, you're talking about Kyle Teasy here, who, if I recall correctly, is #1 right now in the league with the most Lord kills. Around 10, I think, and MP the King is #7, if I'm thinking that correctly. So, and he only has 2. So, you gotta beat someone that's, you know, trained very, very long on this objective meta that we had before, as that first turtle is already going to be grabbed. So, Blacklist it seems like they want to look for plays elsewhere. You know, not focus on these early turtles. Utilize the fact that they have a Jawhead even.
Yeah, ideally, you'd like a cross-map play whenever you're going to give up the turtle. But the problem is this is bulletproof Marco. Marco, whoa!
There's a toss-up again. Everything in the kitchen sink thrown at Ogwen.
This is what you want from Haji, the veteran with the Jawhead, when in fact this is actually his second role in the Season 14. But look at that, the Frigid Glacier will be casted, but still alive for a few. It was actually the Valentina. I forgot he was using the Valentina.
Yeah, I know. And he's going to take that ultimate, you know, most of the time here. I just think it's funny, too. We have a full packed house in here, and it feels like we're watching a thrill movie, like
Yeah.
a thriller,
Thriller.
with the screams that are going on here.
Especially coming in from Kyle TZ, you know.
Kyle Teasy, I mean, dude, all he's had to do so far is just focus on the objectives. But at what point do you have to start to pay attention, you know? This Roger, whether it's in the jungle, whether we've seen it in the gold lane, it's such a pivotal part for a lot of the lineups that we see.
You know, for me, honestly, I'm just wishing for game number 3 because people are just coming in right now.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of audience coming in, so if you want to utilize or really... Wait a minute, because Flap TZ's in trouble here.
Yeah, he's in trouble. Penalty zone going to be used. He flickers out defensively. Glorious Pathway going to cut him off, though. Won't be able to retreat from that. They're going to knock up a huge one with the Neoid Fury. Haji has to flicker on the defensive, and now Delar could be in trouble. Kyle Teasy whacking away will take the kill, and now they're going to run down Blacklist International a little bit further. It's a trade, though. 2 for 1. Haji could be next. They even the score. The 2 for 2 trade.
Blacklist was supposed to win that trade, but after the kill coming in from Kyle TZ, again, it evens out. And this is what I like about Ogwen's Minotaur. They always have an opportunity to counterattack. Even if Dilar charges with a glorious pathway, you're going to think, are you sure you want to charge up against Ogwen with a Flicker and Minnow and Fury?
I think that's just a decision you make. Once that pathway is dropped down, if it's not backward, you commit. You got to full send it at that point, and I think that's exactly the game plan here for Blacklist International. They're going to set things up. Turtles up. You can also see Few grabs his own pathway. So we'll see how which of these teams decides to use such a strong and valuable ultimate, especially around the objectives.
Okay, so I think this time no Blacklist wants to contest for this turtle, as 4 members again are here for both teams. But then again, we can't forget Super Marco has the Spear of Destruction, so anytime Bulletproof Marco can actually join in the fight.
That's what they're going to go for. Turtle's going to be started up here too. You can see
Haji.
Marco has to go to the base, and there's the ejector toss-up that we're talking about into the Frigid Glacier. MP the King will get the turtle, and they call for the retreat. Oh, that Spear of Destruction missing, will not be able to join the fight. So hey, Blacklist International gets an objective, and they hold on to a 1,000 gold lead.
Okay, I think FCAP's plan here is to actually make a cross-map play right after getting out retrieved by MP the King with the Lancelot, but Oheb is still aware of this. That's why he's still playing safe, and at the same time, Haji again with the chemistry that these two players have built. They know that FCAP will play around the gold lane now to gain an advantage once again. That's why Haji making sure to take care of Oheb.
Oheb actually has a bit of a lead too in that gold lane. You can see this bottom turret's already going to go down here, so MP the King will be fine getting on out. But he has that Starlium Scythe too, so it looks like Super Marco's got to kind of respect that power spikes that's going to come through. Oheb will continue to lead, at least for now. Again, that's why you pick up the Harith. But we'll see how it plays out in some of the team fights later on. MP the King, he's going to get chased down. What a huge catch with the penalty zone from Flap TZ.
Prediction by Flap. He used the Flicker blindly, now concealed from Blacklist. But Ogwen and the rest of FCAP squad is ready for this. But going back, I hope we have an instant replay, because Flap TZ predicted where that Thorn Rose will end.
Just an amazing, again, showcase of what these players on an individual level can do as well. And MB the King thought he was fine, but even given that, Kyle TZ was there to help chase him down if it needed to happen, but it doesn't tend to be the case. So now with FCAP getting a little bit of these, kills here and there across the map, it kind of whittles down that gold lead that Blacklist International just had moments ago. And now the Turtles going to be up here. Last one of the game. It's 1 for 1 in the Turtles. Who's going to grab this next one?
A while ago, it was Blacklist with amazing steal coming in from MP the King. But this time, FCAP, they don't want to make the same mistake of giving MP the King his momentum to bounce back. Haji has to be the main factor here for Blacklist to set up a beautiful ejector and unstoppable force combination. So far, FCAP still holding their ground against Blacklist.
You see that 1v1 action going up top too. Ultimate drop,
Haji.
there's the ejector we're talking about. Into the combo once again. Their own glorious pathway going to set up. The Spear of Destruction doesn't connect to join the fight. And MP the King bobs and weaves through. We'll be able to find a 1, 2 down for FCAP. Turtle still for the taking. Kyle TZ holding it together. Few on the backside, forcing MP the King back, but he can't catch up to him as he gets punished. And Kyle TZ will get the objective. So once again, it's a trade for both teams. 3
kills for Blacklist for a turtle that they had to give up because of Few's distraction. But is it worth it though for Falcons? I think at that point, that was the play that they wanted to do, because we can't do anything else than just to secure the turtle.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the replay here, brought to us by Infinix.
And look at the replay. I actually thought that Haji throwing Ogwen was him helping Falcons AP Brent, but again, the crucial thing was that the Spear of Destruction did not hit.
It missed by like
how many pixels? A hair.
Let's just say it was a hair, or a couple pixels worth.
Yeah, a hair from Leo, yeah. That short.
That's tough.
Yeah, that was really tough.
Oh, you were asking if it was worth it, at least, like, does FCAP, they get that last turtle, but they end up trading 3 bodies for it. I think even at that moment, Kyle Teaser was just like, you know what? Everybody, you guys do your thing. I'm going to get this objective, and then we'll readjust from there.
I was supposed to say something, but... And now Blacklist actually leading game number 2 here with a 2.4k gold lead. And looking at the items, so far MP the King has that Thunder Belt, so you can expect him to be a little bit more tanky and at the same time have that true damage. But the interesting thing for me though is the Hylos not picking up a Thunder Belt, because we've seen numerous times, and especially in ranked games, that most of the time even first or second item for Hylos is a Thunder Belt, considering that Hylos is a really tanky hero, but opted instead for Dominance Ice. Again, I get it because you have the motivational role also coming in from Owen, plus you have to deal with Super Marco's attack speed.
Yeah. I mean, part of it too is they've got enough damage here. Hang on, like Blacklist International, even Xort, just picking up the Divine Glaive. That's kind of what they have, and so at this point, you saw the build that Delar was going with, and you can kind of have some flexibility with it this time around. Look at the control that Blacklist International will have for this first Lord here.
Okay, now Flap TZ surveying the scene. Now finds out where Haji is hiding. A while ago, the last 2 neutral objectives, it was Haji actually starting things off. And now with this flicker ready, I think the KDA machine can actually make a play here and extend Blacklist's lead by taking this Lord.
See if they do it. Flap also, you got to pay attention to 2 things from FCAP, Ogwin and Flap. Where they go and how they respond, because it could be Haji that starts the fight, starts everything for them. Delar, pretty half health. He is holding on still to the Revitalize too, so half health nearly on the Lord here. Super Marco pushing up on the top side. There it is, the initiation from Haji. Flap TZ goes in with the penalty zone. They're going to battle it out. They're going to go for it. They get the knock up. Here's the Spear of Destruction. It'll land this time. Super Marco joins the fight, unleashing on Haji. Haji flickers out, but MP the King will go down. And FCAP on the chase. Only 1 down for Blacklist. Make it 2 as Bulletproof Marco picks up the 2nd kill.
This time, the Spear of Destruction hits at the right moment. And props to Few for actually getting that turtle. Although Kyle TZ was there with the Lycan Founts in, it was still the captain who made sure that FCAP will secure that Lord. And again, props also to Flap TZ. That was a good penalty zone onto the backline, because that setup coming in from Haji was more than enough for Blacklist to gain the lead. But with Flap, he turned things around.
Yeah, again, you always got to pay attention to Flap in the penalty zone, and now on the base defense. Oheb drops down to Zalman Force, forcing FCAP to back off. And with that, they'll clear the Lord out. They'll hold on to the base turret up on the top side. They'll lose these tier 2s, though. Last one in the mid lane. So for Blacklist, can they hold on to the base turret? It looks like they're not going to be able to as FCAP goes and clears it out! Flap again! Multiple member penalty zone as Super Marco unleashes on the backside, finds all the targets that he's looking for, and Kyle TZ will pick up a double. Great placements there from FCAP.
That was value for the first Lord. They got 3 kills plus the inhibitor up top. And now Falcons AP Bren, when you thought Marco was just focusing on the tower, Flap TZ says, no, we want more action right now, and Few zoning out Haji here. It's going to be a huge, hard defense for Blacklist.
They might actually punch this one in. Oheb waiting for the rest of the team to come up, but all the turrets going to be expended down. Takes a couple shots at Few and forces them back here. So Blacklist International will hold off Falcons AP Brand at least a little bit longer in this game. But look at the items here. Look at the difference in terms of even the economy now. 6,000 gold ahead for Falcons AP Brand.
This is what you don't want. You're up against the Moskov. You're hard towards the late game. Moskov is really leading. A couple of 1 core item left for Super Marco. So it's really going to be a challenge for Blacklist how to contain Bulletproof Marco. Although the first 3 neutral objectives, Marco wasn't there. This time he's making his presence felt for Falcons AP Bren and MP the King here going up against Few. Blacklist, they can actually do a pick-off here with Haji. But the problem is, FCAP is starting to group up. FCAP is starting to do the overstrat that Blacklist is known for.
And if you look at it here, Ingon, like, Blacklist International has not been able to get a kill on Kyle TZ. They have not been able to touch Super Marco because most of the time he's farming in a side lane, joins the fight. And so you're really wondering, how can they find one of them? MP the King being pretty aggressive here. He's going to have to back off. He uses the Phantom Execution. Pick it out! What a shot from Super Marco as he picks up the kill. You thought you could get away, MP the King. You can't escape that one.
Super Marco proving what he said during his interview, that he is the best of the best among all the gold laners in the world, with a crucial Spear of Destruction. This is up against MP the King's Lancelot. I'm just lost for words for Super Marco. I'm Super Marco now, because I have nothing to say.
Dude, when Marco does stuff like that, it brings me back to the time when you see his stone cold face, like it's just another day for Super Marco. Perfect target. MP the King results into a Lord, and now this could be a game-winning push. They're so far ahead. Blacklist International probably feeling a little demoralized after what they've been trying to do. Are they going to be able to defend this?
Oh, they have to watch out for the initiations coming in from Flapteasy and Ogwin as well.
There it is.
2 glorious pathways have been landed here.
There it
Ogwin
is.
flickers in.
Ogwin already goes in and pops the winner's crown, gets one knock up. Delar on the front side of it, but Flapteasy jumps in on the back side again. They're going to be able to find 2 already. MP has to heal up, but it might be too late. They get the shutdown, but the base is already going to be worked on. And that is it. As Falcons AP Brent take the series in a sweep.
And the Bees breeze through the ages with 2 fast games to take down once again a new lineup coming in from